The story of Ansisung, aka. The Great Battle movie starts in the war where the Goguryeo soldiers are running their horses in a direction. Tae-hong's soldiers, on the other hand, are fully armed and shot their arrows as the opponents approach. The attackers on the horses are toppled down, while others continue moving ahead. Now Tae-hong's soldiers standing there have shields, and they begin to kill Goguryeo's soldiers. The purpose of the Tang army is to take over the fortress. One of the soldiers says loudly, "We will be rooted out. We must retreat." After a while, a retreat flag is shown. Now a new character comes on the scene named Samuel. Tae-hong is shown standing at a place, and he asks a sitting girl there. His soldier replies on it. It is said about this girl as she can visualize Lord's vision. This girl possesses the bow of the Goguryeo king Jumong. She has brought it as a symbol of victory from the war. Emperor Tae-hong tries to shoot the arrow from it, but his soldier says on it, no one can wield it. Then Mol is assigned duty as a head of cadet unit head by General Yan. He says to him, "You are loyal." Then he assigns him a responsibility, saying, "You will move to the fortress in order to triumph in killing a person, Yang." He is given a sword. Mol says, "I swear my life that I will accomplish your mission." Mol with his soldiers reaches a field in the next scene. He also helps to free the trapped cart. Mol asks those people, "Are you Ansi? I want to meet the commander." That man replies on it, "I'm commander named Yang." Commander Yang's companion says, "I have heard that Tae-hong has sent spies who can speak our language." They are surely those people. Mol's soldiers take out their swords but are killed. Then they move towards Mol holding a sword, but Yang forbids him, stating that he must capture him. He also says, "We will look into it." Now Yang brings Saemol to a place for interrogation. He tells him, "I am called a traitor by the soldiers of Yan." "You have come to the fortress of a traitor?" Mol tells I am being pursued by the enemies. "Ansi is my homeland, either I like it or not." Meanwhile, a man welcomes Smol coming there because Smol is the last survived member of the clan. Then Mol is standing alone holding a sword, which is for the murder of Yang. Then Mol notices Yang with a poor family's baby in their home. That family gratifies him for his visit to their shabby home. Yang says this baby has been born in Ansi, so my visit is compulsory. Mol is shocked seeing the sympathetic behavior and help of Yang with his nation, because Yang takes pain for his nation. Then Yang is shown pulling the rope with his few soldiers for helping purpose. Then Yang and his soldiers move in the direction indicated by the siren. Then they observe a few soldiers on the opposite side. Commander Yang says they have come here for fortress scouting. It is recon unit. Tae-hong is not far if he is here. He soon reaches here to seize this area. He says to everyone, "Get ready. Tang Emperor will arrive soon." Commander Yang says to Mol to show his dagger inside the room. Mol shows it, and then Yang asks him to trim his beard with it. And the trimming of the beard is essential for every soldier before breaking out a war. Mol's dagger is on Yang's dagger while trimming. It was easy for him if he wanted, but he does not act as such. Then everyone leaves as the siren echoes again. Now everyone is ready for battle, including female soldiers. One of them is Becca. Commander Yang proceeds to take his soldiers. He observes the opposite side where an army is there holding the red flags. Commander Yang says to his soldiers, "If you know that Tae-hong army is preceding you, then ask me. What should you do? I'll ask you to fight as I've never done. Learn to pull back. I never start giving up. I've got to learn that you should fight when the need emerges. If someone wants to undermine things you cherish, you must take a risk. This is a tremendous opportunity, and you should not end up wasting it. Take a glance at the Ansi people. They are the people who have intended most to us. We will keep them safe." Then all soldiers speak a catchword, battle, and are got ready for war. On the opponent's side, a standing soldier says, "He is Commander Yang, who is our target," and all his struggles are in vain. The other soldier clears. Tae-hong is such a type of person as he triumphed the fortress what he wanted. Tae-hong orders his soldiers, You have to occupy the property of Ansi, enslaving their kids. War is broken out, and they are attacked throwing the big stones, which causes great destruction. Commander Yang rescues the life of Seol from a big attack. Tae-hong is observing everything sitting there. He is also observing that the Ansi wall is too strong to fall, so he commands all the soldiers to climb up the wall, and they are commanded forward command. On the other side, Yang orders his soldiers to fight. The opponent's army continues to move forward for climbing up the wall, adjusting the ladder with it. They are in a large numbering, but Commander Yang is also struggling his best for his defense. The opponents are attacked throwing the stones so they may not climb up the wall. Yang commands is deploy Wolf Teeth Striker. They are stopped in such a way. The enemies, on the other hand, continue to climb over the wall, adjusting the ladder. Tae-hong uses words, attack and breakdown, directing towards gate so the soldiers may move towards there. And many soldiers step into the fortress from the opposite side, and the fight continues. Commander Yang orders BK and Captain to attack. Because the time of fight starts, Becca kills everyone with the help of her soldiers, while the Tae-hong's soldiers adjusted the ladder with a wall is removed from there. But Tae-hong's soldiers continue to break the gate. At last, the gate is opened, and they flood inside. But Yang has already set a planned railing for their stoppage, so Mole is observing everything accompanying Yang. Now Yang commands, close order formation. It is a destructive battle. Commander Yang makes them leave the fortress, and Tae-hong orders retreat. Commander Yang's soldiers say loudly the word victory and win the war. All soldiers move ahead with some. Mole as the siren echoes again. Yang continues his war actively and bravely when the war breaks out at nighttime again. The fire spreads everywhere. Suddenly, Commander Yang falls down, receiving the wound of the sword. Then Mole puts Tae-hong's soldiers into death, coming at the backside when he moves to kill Yang. Yang is astounded to see him as a person who has come to kill him. Became his savior, Commander Yang is wounded. And coming into senses, he knows that all opponents have retreated towards Tae-hong. There's again a gathering of people. On the other side, Tae-hong is saying that I have triumphed the vast land of thousands of kilometers in every direction. Why can't I take down a small fortress? And he loses his temper. He departs that lady having King Bo to Commander Yang. That lady places King Jumong's bow before Commander Yang. She tells I have been sent by Tae-hong. He is also leaving the last option before his final attack and building a dirt mound which will be higher than Ansi. He will attack you and you will never be escaped from his attack, according to him. Otherwise, she also reveals Tae-hong's army will attack horribly, shooting their arrows continuously. He will offer you everything if you bend yourself before him. Everything will be eradicated with the complete building of the dirt mound. But Yang says I want to defend Ansi. Tae-hong is told that there is fast progress in the building of this mound. We will accomplish this project within 2 months before the start of the winter season. They are building a big mountain of dirt mound in the eyes of beholders. On the other side, Commander Yang thinks for himself as they are traitors as Mole tells him. Mole takes the permission from him to go to General Yeon. I have good feelings for you, but Yeon cannot alter his mind. In the same way, he asks to order him. Contrarily, Yang's captain asks to attack Tae-hong while his project is under construction. At last, he gets permission from Yang, but because soldier alerts saying that it is like committing suicide if someone goes to Tae-hong's place. It will all be in vain if Captain returns back after getting defeat. Yang says we have no other way. Tae-hong's soldiers are busy in the preparation of war. Captain attacks them in darkness going there. But it is a trap, and Captain is sent back after wounding him badly. Finally, Captain is passed away. Becca weeps a lot coming to the dead body of the captain, but it is revealed later that a lady who had the bow of King Jumong had sent a message through an arrow for entrapping Captain. That girl is murdered by the soldiers. Then Becca moves to Tae-hong in order to take revenge on Captain. She is also killed while fighting with Tae-hong, and her dead body is sent back. In the next scene, Mole goes to meet General Yang and tells that Commander Yang is fighting for his life and his Ansai people. He also tells Ansai will be at risk with the construction of the dirt mound. Yang is not a traitor, but is with the companionship of Goguryeo. General Yang says, hearing it, "Had I sent you to disobey me? I had not sent you to Ansai to hear such words." Afterward, he places his sword on his neck. Mole tells that Yang is a citizen of his country. He is considered a traitor, but the people of Ansai still want to fight for him. He asks General Yan to help Ansai while requesting. Meanwhile, Commander Yang is planning with his soldiers. As Yang's soldiers say, the soil has many pebbles. They cannot be mixed in another place. The mound may be toppled if we mix them in it. It is also not easy to build a cave if we do it. Yang says, "I trust all of you as it will happen." On the other side, Taizong is busy in preparation for war while the soldiers continue to work, and they finally construct a splendid wall, calling it a splendid view. Taizong offers his workers a feast for their excellent work, and he says, "We will topple down Ansi tomorrow." In the same way, Commander Yang is also busy in his battle preparation. His soldier tells that it has been planned to topple. There is heavy rain and bright lighting strikes. Yang's soldiers say this cave will be filled with water before we knock down it. The next morning, the number of the soldiers of Taizong are in standing position frequently, while Yang's soldiers are in the cave filled with water. They ask, "What should we do?" One of them says, "We can chop it with our axes." Their built place is filled with water. They start slamming into pillars with their axes. The war is broken out while the Yang soldiers are continually hitting the pillars in the cave. Yang soldiers start ending the route of that place of attack when Taizong soldiers come there skillfully. As a result, that place begins to quake, and that built dirt mound starts falling down. Yang soldiers sacrifice their lives in that cave for the sake of the Ansai people. Taizong's army begins to crumble and die on the hillock. And Yang's strategy is very effective. It is a huge defeat for Taizong's army. Yang has now given an order to move ahead. Ansai's soldiers do the same item. Yang begins to move forward, militarized with such a sword, and assaults them. In the excitement, someone always tends to raise their voices, and the story goes. Taizong says, "I need Yang's head on a plate, so I will expect to be paid for it." The attacks are held on both sides, continuously shooting their arrows even the night falls while fighting. Yang encourages his soldiers, saying as they should not lose hope. The fight continues even the next morning. Yang's hands are also wounded because of the continuous fighting. Commander Yang orders his soldiers to bring King Jumong's bow, but the soldier says no one can wield it. Yang says Holy King Jumong had used. Then he asks help from his lord while trying to shoot the arrow. He says, "We will end this war," and he shoots the arrow, bringing the sacrifices of many people. There is complete silence. Then shot an arrow from King Jumong's bow stabs into the eye of Taizong, who loses sight of one eye. Then Yang's entire army marches bravely towards them. Taizong accepts his defeat. He says, "I have lost." Mo also reaches there with his Goguryeo army. All are victors now. King Taizong succumbs in the war. He tells others, "Don't attack Goguryeo." Then, in the final scene, Yang and Semol are discussing Ansi Fortress, and Mo leaves riding on a horse.